Ladies and gentlemen, oh boy, we gotta talk. Yup, it's that time again. We are back with another rant video. Oh, your boy is not happy right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we are kind of going to be covering a little bit of news because the news is necessary for the sake of some context for the situation at hand here. We will be covering this again in the actual bi-weekly news video. I said weekly, my bad. On the Sunday coming up, of course, after this video is uploaded. However, for today's video, what you need to know is that we have some more reusing shenanigans at play. As you can see here, our Gohans that we're going to get more heavily into in a moment have a lot of reused parts, if you couldn't tell the obvious. So let's get into what we've got for today here. The brand new Ichiban Kuji set was just announced for January. We have Gohan from the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. We have Piccolo Potential Unleashed. We have Armored Goku, Armored Gohan, and we also have Mecha Frieza. We have King Cold, and we have Buff Cell as the last prize figure. This figure is quite goofy looking. Sorry, it literally took my breath away, if I do say so myself. But we're not going to talk about those figures today. I will save my thoughts for those in the actual news video when we talk about it. Today, we're going to be talking about these four mainly. Now, ironically enough, these two guys just got prize figures that were announced at the prize fair, so we'll see those in the news video. So it's kind of ironic that they're also getting Kuji figures, but the Piccolo and Gohan and Goku are our main focus here. I'm sure as you guys have been keeping up with the figure news, you've seen that for a while now, we have been getting a couple of Ichiban Kujis that have either yet to be released or are coming up that have Gohan in them. Obviously, for the original one that had the I'm sorry, the superhero characters, I always get the acronyms mixed up because they're so close, right? We had the Ultimate Gohan release, and then of course in the next Ichiban Kuji, or maybe the one after that, I think it still actually hasn't released yet, we have the Super Saiyan version of Gohan, and now in this new Ichiban Kuji, we have Gohan in the cape and the glasses. And for Piccolo, we have of course the original Dragon Ball Super superhero Piccolo, we have the Potential Unleashed Piccolo, and now this new one. So why is this a problem, right? I want to sort of educate you for a minute as to why this reusing is a problem, because I know for some it might not seem like that big of a deal, and of course I know it may seem like an exaggeration to get all worked up about this thing, but because I am such a passionate person when it comes to collecting figures, especially Dragon Ball figures, this is something that really grinds my gears. Bandai has been doing this for a while now, where we have figures that come out, people really like the figure, and they release a bunch of variations, and it's so easy to tell that they just reused parts from other figures. With these figures, it's such a shame because not only is Dragon Ball getting this very stinky treatment of they don't get very original figures, it's just these slight variations of the same thing. All these other like animes, right, like My Hero and One Piece are getting these very unique Ichiban Kuji sets with all these crazy characters, right, that aren't Goku. You know, very unique characters in them, and not to mention very unique figures that aren't reusing, right, parts barely at all, if any. And Dragon Ball is stuck with this terrible treatment of having the same figure reused 3 times for 2 characters now. And if you've been watching figure news videos and just some other videos that I've done on this channel, right, you would know that this is a pretty consistent thing with Bandai. I will say, I think that ironically enough, I almost don't like Piccolo more than Gohan, because don't get me wrong, the Gohan figure is good, right? The figure with the short hair, the glasses, and the cloak, I think that looks sick, right? But it's such a shame that literally what they did is they took the face from this Gohan, slapped it onto this one. They took the body from this Gohan, slapped it onto this one, and then they changed the color scheme a little bit and changed his hair. You're telling me that they couldn't have done a different pose for all of these, right? This isn't like a Grandista figure, excuse me, and then like a Grandista Nero figure, right? This is basically the same Ichiban Kuji figure, and I 100% agree with Baggy. Gohan should have just been like this old masterized Goku. I love this figure, by the way, it's so good, where he comes with 3 different heads and interchangeable arms, one where they're straight down and the other ones where they're curled up. This could have literally been 1 figure, but instead they're charging us for 3. And it doesn't help that all of these guys are now in this new era of Ichiban Kuji figures, where the figures are so much more expensive than they used to be. If they were the older price, this may not be as bad. It would still be pretty bad, to be honest with you, right? It would still be pretty terrible, but at least it would be a little bit less expensive. These are all well over $50 now, which is absolutely ludicrous considering they all used to sit around the $35 mark. It is tragic, frankly, to see how far we have fallen here, right? So it's such a shame with Gohan here. And with Piccolo, like, this one is almost inexcusable in my opinion, right? So, okay, I get it. Obviously, you want to make a base Piccolo, and you want to make a potential Unleashed Piccolo. Sure, I get it. But you're telling me your idea to make a new quote-unquote figure was to take the potential Unleashed Piccolo, twist his arm, right? This arm isn't even different, right? That one is exactly the same. Twist his arm, open it, and then quite literally just move his eyes for the expression, right? That's... You're insane! If you showed anybody, besides regular Piccolo, right? If you showed anybody who wasn't as in the know about figures, these two, I guarantee you they would say, yeah, that's the same figure. And, you know, you can just move his arm and he maybe comes with a different head or something like that. No. These are 2 different Ichiban Kuji figures. What a waste. And I am so excited to get more superhero figures and even potential Unleashed Piccolo, you know, not even talking about Orange Piccolo, right? I want to get a potential Unleashed Piccolo figure because, of course, you know, it's a new form. I want to get a figure of it. But this is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I don't even want to know what that little red line is there. I don't know if that's supposed to be the red parts of Piccolo's arm that are right there, or if that's just some weird filling in there. I don't even know, bro. So unfortunately, this doesn't end here. This doesn't end here. So yeah, this is also something that's pretty crazy. Still no Orange Piccolo or Gohan Beast figures, which is ridiculous considering, yeah, Broly and Gogeta both had a ton of figures by this point in the lifespan of the movie, right? I mean, literally the day of, Blue Gogeta and the Full Power Broly had figures, right? But you're telling me that these guys still nothing? The only hope that we have for this guy now is potentially the Dokkan Battle figure, which again, I'll talk about that in the figure news, but if Gohan Beast is potentially the Dokkan Battle figure, then that's really our only hope left for one even remotely close to now to get one, which is really, really unfortunate. Now, here is the next kicker, right? The Goku from this set is literally just the Trunks. This body is almost the exact same, right? I think the legs, as Baggy points out here, are quite literally the same, right? I see no difference in the sculpt there. Even the little lines and slashes between Trunks and Goku there are exactly the same, which is so insane to me, right? Literally blows my mind. Obviously, the color scheme is a little bit different, but of course, it's the same mold, right? They just changed the color, the tint a little bit, right? And to be honest with you, I think the upper half is a little bit different because I think Goku's upper half is a little bit wider compared to Trunks's. And ironically enough, it sort of just looks like they took Trunks's head off and put Goku's head on Trunks' body and called it a new figure. That is honestly kind of what this feels like, but I do think that the sculpt of the body is a little bit different, and you can also tell that the muscles are a little bit higher compared to where his shoulders sort of meet his neck than they are for Goku. So the arms are a tiny bit different, but literally what they did is they just retooled it a little bit and then called it a new figure. This one is egregious, right? Like the Gohan, I don't want to say it's forgivable because I don't even think it is, but it's at least a little bit more understandable, I guess. The Piccolo is still terrible. But Goku? That is just the same figure and they pulled off his head. This is such a shame, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously this Trunks figure is really, really cool. And we are getting a regular strength, I guess, rather than like buff Goku, right? For a prize figure that's coming up soon. And with Gohan as well, where's my man at? He is not buff, right? Obviously, it's just buff Goku. This is supposed to be like when Gohan first turns Super Saiyan. And then, of course, you know, Goku showing Gohan the buff form. But this absolute just disgusting behavior on Bandai's part is ludicrous, to say the least. I don't know. It really feels like with this Ichiban Kuji shenanigans lately, right? It really feels like what they're doing is they take figures that have already been figures before and retool them and resell them in the same Ichiban Kuji. And then they throw in a couple of unique stuff and stuff that they know that people are going to want. We have not had a Mecha Frieza and King Cold figure in so long. It has been a long time, brother. It has been a long time. Like, I believe the only ones of this that I know of are really old Ichiban Kuji one, and I think there are some minifigures, but those aren't really, like, you know, this same scale. And I think there is one other figure set of them recently. Maybe even like Plex, that company that we talk about that makes the Sophobi line with those really expensive sort of Hype Beast-esque figures. I think they made a King Cold recently. But basically in terms of like either prize figure or Kuji figure, this is easily like pretty hype, right? Because obviously we haven't had something like this in a while. So it is just such a shame that they decide to throw in these stinky reuses in a set that actually has some pretty exciting stuff in it. Wow. This is such a shame. Please let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I always like hearing what you guys have to say on these videos. I didn't think that these rant videos would become a reoccurring thing, but with how terrible Bandai has been as of late, I guess we're just making this a series now, basically. So unfortunate to see. I hope you guys enjoyed me getting angry at this. I'm even less angry than I was when this initially dropped. I calmed down a little bit so I could actually record the video in good conscience, but please let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. I really want to hear what you guys think. Is this a big deal? Should Bandai continue doing this sort of thing? Does this need to stop? Will you be boycotting Bandai because of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Honestly, talking about boycotting Bandai's figures is a whole nother video that I could make in and of itself, so I'll save it for something like that in the future. But let me know what you think below, and if you enjoyed, of course, don't forget to like and sub, and I will catch you in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.